Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today on this Giving Tuesday, a day of giving. I wanted to share with you that we are very excited to celebrate this day, and I want to thank all the donations that has been made and they'll be made from this day on. We have three special guests with us here tonight. I will bring them on in a few minutes. But first, I just want to share with you and encourage you to participate. You can either comment on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn. We'll be able to respond to your comments or answer any questions that you might have. If you are joining with us here at StreamYard, you can also make comments, share where you are, how you involved with the organization. We'd love to hear from you and um, know who is here with us this evening. But um, without any further ado, I would love to invite our guests tonight. Let's bring them on. Tonight, we have our friends and board member Ivan Camponagara, Felipe, and Mackenzie with us. Both Ivan and Felipe are one of our board members, and Mackenzie is a former patient who agreed to join us here today. So, welcome everyone, and I would love to ask them to share a little bit about their story and so how they're involved with the organization. Um, we are going to be posting on now as you watch this video some links if you feel like to make a contribution towards the foundation so we can continue to help more patients. Please do so. But I'd love to invite Ivan first to share a little bit about his story and now how he involved with the organization today.
Well, hi everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Ivan Campanegara, and the organization is very near and dear to my heart, and I'm happy to share my story. Back when I was in high school, my dad was diagnosed with a very severe form of leukemia, a small probability of living. And honestly, it came very suddenly, and our world came falling apart very quickly. We're a tight knit family, and we're immigrants to this country, and so we don't have the support system other than the friends and community around us. We don't have family here in the country, and so we were lost. We were looking for what we could do. We were trying to navigate the medical system. We were trying to figure out how to keep me and my younger sister going to high school and getting good grades, as well as my mom managing her work and taking care of my dad. And my dad obviously had to stop working. And so we were scrambling, looking for a lifeline. And at that time, a friend of ours introduced us to the Icla da Silva Foundation. And they really served as a beacon of light for us, a guiding star in a sense where not only did they give us background and understanding on the process, emotional support, but also they helped rally the community around us. We did bone marrow drives. We got everyone involved. We made sure everyone knew the mission and what we were trying to do. And a lot of people in my town became first-time registration to be bone marrow donors. And so over time, after doing a few of those, we felt obviously very proud that we were making a positive impact on the world, but also we uh, were able to find a match independently to our efforts. The Icla da Silva Foundation connected us with a bone marrow donor for my dad, which was amazing and a life-saving opportunity for our family. And ultimately, it allowed us to have many, many, many more years of happiness with my dad, which were extremely special. You got to see, me and my younger sister meet our life partners. They got to see us graduate from college, all the important things that meant a lot. And not only that, got to establish my family to make sure they were financially safe, particularly my mother, where, my dad was the main breadwinner of the house. And so all of that was extremely important to him. So I could go on and on about all the amazing things the foundation has done for me, but now I think that it's my turn to give back, and so I've been involved as much as I possibly can be with the foundation. I'm proud to be a board member, and I am just trying my very best to do everything I can for them, so that they can continue helping others around who might be in a similar position that me and my family were in, because I know how much they helped us.
Thank you, Ivan. Your family means so much to me. Now I have learned so much from all the efforts that you and your family did, and all the activities that were done. I have vivid memories of your dad, as we were doing the bone and marrow drives, and um, we know that even through his story, we have saved so many lives through so many donors that were added to the registry as well, and those who were touched by his story that continues to support the organization so that we can continue to provide the financial assistance to the patients that we provide today. So thank you for joining us today and for sharing a little bit about your story.
Thank you.
Um, Thank you. Next, I would love Mackenzie to share a little bit about her story. She is here with us today, and we are very thankful for her. She's looking great, and I will let her tell a little bit about her story.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and just thanks for everything that you've, done for others. And um, my story it started off a little weird. Like, definitely didn't think I was going to be as sick as I was, but I went out to dinner with some friends, and when I got home, my stomach hurt. Thought maybe I just overate or something. Um, and then I was in just a lot of pain for about a month, just all in my stomach. I went to a couple doctors, thought maybe gastritis, got a CT scan. They weren't really sure what was going on until eventually there was one day there was just too much pain, and I couldn't take it anymore, and I was getting really sick. So went to the ER and did some blood work, and from that blood work found out that I had leukemia, and it had spread into my stomach and into my bowels. So usually leukemia doesn't do that. So it was definitely a special case that I had. So I went into the ER thinking I would get some medicine and I'd be home, but I ended up in the hospital for 34 days after that, starting aggressive chemo, ending up in the ICU for a few days, just because of how sick I was. So I was in the hospital for about a month, and luckily, my, parents were able to kind of drop everything that they were doing and be with me every day that I was in the hospital, and have been with me for, about every day since I was diagnosed. And pretty shortly after I was diagnosed, I was introduced to a transplant doctor who said that there was a big chance that I was going to have to get a bone marrow transplant, to, continue my treatment. So after I was out of the hospital, did some more chemo, and then got ready for a bone marrow transplant. And I know how hard it is for people to find matches. And luckily, my brother was 100% match for a bone marrow transplant. So I really lucked out, and he was able to be my donor. So on May 4th of this year, I had my bone marrow transplant. I was in the hospital for another month, did, chemo, radiation, some other treatments to get ready for that, and have been in recovery ever since. And so it's been definitely a wild ride this year. Wasn't expecting any of this. And um, it's just been very hard to navigate for me and my family, my friends. And so I was really lucky when we found the Icla da Silva Foundation, and I was able to get some, financial support. I unfortunately was laid off about a month before I was diagnosed. So I was already worried about, paying rent and bills and everything, and then got sick. So I was worried about, paying medical bills and, everything that came along with that. So I was able to get financial support from you, and it was such a relief to know that I had that, to know that I could still have my apartment when I got out of the hospital, and the emotional support that I've received too has been so helpful. Just knowing that there's a community behind me, wanting to see me get better and checking in with me. It's been really helpful for my family to know that too, and know that they have someone that they can turn to if they need anything. So, I'm recovering now and I'm doing pretty well. So hopefully we'll just continue to do that.
Thank you, Mackenzie. We are here cheering for you as always. Thank you for sharing your story, not only today, but now you were there present at our gala this year where we're raising funds so we can continue to help more patients like you. I want to thank you for being here today, and I encourage everyone who's watching this and listening to your story, Ivan's stories, and Felipe's story. We will be moved to continue to give so patients can continue, like you said, to keep the apartment, a place to stay after the treatment and continue to recover. It means a lot. So every donation, no matter what size, it makes a big difference. Either for paying parking when you're going to treatment or the back and forth, especially being in the tri-state area with the tolls and everything else, it really adds a lot. And so thank you for sharing your story. Let's keep in touch. We love to continue to celebrate with you. And I'm sure that many people will be moved and will continue to support. So all of us together will continue to provide the support that we provided to you and many other patients, in the years ahead. So thank you for being here with us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And Felipe, thank you again also for being here with us. Felipe is also one of our board members who joined us this year, and he's happy to share his story as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And just want to take 10 seconds before I start it's Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving, and I just want to, give thanks to you and your big heart of, getting this foundation up and running for the past 30 years. I know you've helped save so many lives, and Mackenzie's here to prove it. And your work it's very important, it's beautiful, and I would just want to thank you for everything that you do. And I'm very honored to be part of this foundation with you alongside Ivan and others. My story, it's my mom's story. I'm Brazilian. Just like Ivan, I moved to the US in 2012. It's been a little bit over 10 years. My mom, literally 3 months after I moved to New York, I was transferred to New York for work. She called me crying, saying that she was diagnosed with leukemia. At that time, it was chronic myeloid leukemia. It was manageable. She was taking a pill, and she fought it for 10 years. It was very tough period, very uncertain period. My family is very small. I'm only child. She's only child. My wife is only child. So very small, very little support. And unfortunately, in November 2021, a little bit before Thanksgiving, she calls me and said, "Look, son, I need help because I can't even raise a glass of water. I can't take a shower. I just need help." So I basically gave up everything. I resigned from my job. I was traveling all over the place back from Brazil. I lived in Miami, so it was very expensive, very tough, very complicated period. I spent probably 6 months going back and forth. And during the initial phase, one nurses let her fall in the bathroom. She hit her head, almost blood went to her brains. She got COVID in the hospital. She got both her lungs got fungus and leukemia. So it was really a nightmare. In a matter of, I would say, 3 months, everything changed so dramatically. And she was transferred to another hospital. She went to the ICU, and because she had COVID, I couldn't have contact with her anymore. It was through a window glass. I was calling her. She started having hallucinations because she couldn't, she had lost a little bit of track of time. It was really painful for me, and I remember very clearly stopping and thinking and begging for guidance. And I just told her, look, I've done everything I could as your son. I'm really trying to help. I'm feeling very helpless. If you can't fight for you, just please do it for myself, because I'm not prepared to lose you. Living abroad is hard because the only contact you have sometimes is WhatsApp. I can imagine sending a note and she's not being there to respond. And I think she brought her super mom cape, and in 6 days she was out of the ICU. And I was supposed to be the donor, the bone marrow donor. Almost, I was already hospitalized, doing all the blood work, everything, and the doctors came saying that I could not be the donor because of genetics, some kind of issues. And we then waited for 6 months. We finally found some beautiful soul in Brazil that was willing to donate the bone marrow. She went through it very successfully. She's been, ups and downs, but just today, she received a very good blood work, and super happy. And I decided in that ICU, looking at her, that I needed to do more. And there's so many people out there, just like Mackenzie and others that needed help right now. And I think we all can do a lot more. So I decided to be a force for good vibes, and try to help people that, I was blessed in so many ways. Not only to have my mom still with me, but with friends and everyone around me. But there are people that they don't have any kind of support around them. So I decided to do, just like Ivan, whatever I could to help and support this. So it's kind of my way of paying forward, for the blessing of having my mom still around me.
I have to comment, beautiful story, Felipe. Thank you. You did the right thing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Felipe. And I know that now Felipe found us, and immediately he wants to run a half marathon in Miami to raise funds to the organization. He's raised a lot of funds. We're able to help so many patients by providing the financial assistance. Now he's joined our board as Ivan, and we continue to work on this together. All of us here, including myself, through my sister, now have experienced this, need for a bone marrow transplant. And for all of you watching, just know that is hope. We are here to provide a hand and support for all of you. We continue to work as hard as we can to raise as much funds as possible to provide the support for patients so they can receive a bone marrow transplant. Today's Giving Tuesday is a day known worldwide about giving. So if you have not donated yet, even if it's not Giving Tuesday, please do so. Patients needs that support every day. And again, no matter how large or small the donations are, it will make a big difference. Please make sure you click on the link to make a donation. I want to thank Philippe as our top fundraiser for this Giving Tuesday, Ivan for a second top fundraiser for your efforts, and the efforts continue. We have a goal of raising $10,000. I'm sure we will meet and surpass with all your support now from this day moving forward. I want to thank again all the three of you for joining me. I don't know if I would like to ask you if you have any last few words before you end this broadcast, and with everyone who's joining us. And again, thank everyone who joined us and is commenting. Please share where you connecting from, any connection you have with the organization. We'd love to hear from you. But I will turn back to Felipe, Ivan, and Mackenzie if they have a few words that they would like to share.
I can just add, I think, something that has been helpful for me in perspective and for my friends. Giving is an altruistic act, but it is also a selfish act. The best money I ever spent was not on a pair of shoes. It was not on a hat. It was not on a car. It was giving. And I've never, ever, ever once given to a worthy cause and said, you know what, that was a bad idea. I've always felt good about it. And so, in order to help others, I also help myself, and it helps the world all at the same time. So, um, I encourage you to give in the best way that you can, just so we can continue spreading positivity for those that need it.
Thank you, Ivan. Beautifully said.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you again. This has been a really awful year for me, but being able to be involved with the Icla da Silva Foundation has been such a light, and I'm so thankful. And I really benefited from being involved with you this year. So if anyone can help out and help people like me, it's just so beneficial. So thank you.
Thank you, Mackenzie.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add. They just nailed everything. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. It's again an honor to be part of the foundation and continue to spread the word and help our mission. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
No, thank you. Thank you all for joining us as a guest, a special guest with us and sharing your story. Thank you, everyone who joined us to this broadcast. And I look forward to connect with you soon in many different ways. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
See you. Take care.